I want to play a little game called Over and Under. What I did was I went back and I looked at the Lions leaders in passing, rushing, receiving, tackling, interceptions. Okay?
Nice.
Five categories. And I'm going to show you what their stats were in 23-24. I have made my own stat line for 2025, and I'm going to ask you if you believe they're over or under. Spenny, do we have these graphics?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Let's start with Jared Goff, okay? Start with Jared Goff. Jared Goff in 2023. Look at the right-hand side of this screen first. 2023, 4,575 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. 12 interceptions, by the way, in 23 and 24. I mean, incredible numbers, similarities yardage-wise. 25 and 20, 54 more yards in 24 than he had in 23, 37 touchdowns. So this is my stat line in 2025. I'm going to go right smack dab. I'm going to go a little bit lower than his 2023 number, by the way. I'm going to go 4,550 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Braylon, all three categories, over or under?
Yards, under. Touchdowns, under. Interceptions, over. I think there'll be a more run-based team this year. I think still be some passes, still be some electricity with J-Mo. You know that's my guy. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the elite receivers in the league. So you will get the pass game, but I think it's down this year. I think they focus on the run. So I think under, and I think over.
That's a tough year for Jared Goff if that happens.
But it's not necessarily, though. Like,
Okay.
quarterbacks throw interception these days. There's only one or two quarterbacks that are going to be 7 or less interceptions. I'm not mad at – it's 17 games. You throw 14 interceptions, yeah, I'm gonna have a fit in those moments, but over the duration of a season, I'm not. Like, 4,500 is a lot of yards. If he goes 4,200, I'm not mad at that. If he throws 28 touchdowns, I'm not mad at that either.
Just keep in mind, it's 4,629 yards. Maz was second in passing.
Yep.
The 37 touchdowns was fourth in touchdowns.
Wow. I'm going to say because John Morton is now the offensive coordinator and Ben Johnson is off to, I guess, brighter pastures, I'm going to go under on all three of those categories. And, again, I think he's going to be very good this year. And like Braylon said, they're going to go to the run a little bit more. I think they're going to be a little bit more they're not going to have as many trick plays as we did before. So I believe Jared Goff will have a nice, easy year this year. And I got under for all three of those things. And, of course, I've got under of wins, too. Sorry.
All right, let's move on to Jahmyr Gibbs here. Gibbs.
Hold on, ask Spenny.
Oh, Spenny.
I'm going to go over on all three of those. I think that, yes, they're going to focus on the run a little bit more, but what John Morton likes to do as well is attack down the field with the vertical passing. I think Jamison Williams is going to have a big year. I think he's going to be around 1,300 yards receiving, and I think they're going to attack down the field. That will lead to more interceptions, but it'll also lead to more touchdowns and a higher yardage total.
Ricky Burns?
I'm with Mass, under on all. I think Jared Goff, just him, is going to have less of a load this year for multiple reasons.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm going to go, yes, and I think the offensive coordinator has a lot to do with it. I'm going to go under on all three as well. Jahmyr Gibbs, ladies and gentlemen, look at the right-hand side of the screen first. In 2023, 945 yards, 10 touchdowns. 2024, 1,412 yards in 16 touchdowns. So, by the way, 16 touchdowns, tied for first in the NFL last year in touchdowns at 16.
16 is a good number for touchdowns.
His rushing was fifth. It was fifth in the NFL last year. Fifth. So I'm going up on the yards. So I'm going to go 1,500 yards rushing for Jahmyr Gibbs and 15 touchdowns, one less.
I'm going first.
Nope, yeah, go ahead.
Because, you know, that's my guy.
I was going to ask a question.
Way over.
Over 1,500 yards.
1,700 yards rushing, and I'm going to go 20 touchdowns.
Wow.
Because I believe he is the best running back in the game.
I'm going next then. No, he's not going 1,700 yards. Because at the end of the day, did you guys forget that the other running back that almost had 1,000
I didn't
missed
forget.
4 games last year? Did you forget that?
No, I didn't.
Did you forget that?
No.
Like Jahmyr Gibbs got the 1,500 yards, but he got what in the last 3 games? Over 560 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah,
So-
and guess what? They saw that, and they're like, oh, maybe we should give this guy the ball. The only thing they didn't do is give him the freaking ball against Washington.
So that's my point. David Montgomery is a part of their package. They love having thunder and lightning. I can't see Jahmyr Gibbs getting 1,700 yards. Well, how many yards is David Montgomery getting? 200?
1,000.
300? So 2,700 yards between that and Jared Goff throwing for 5,000.
No, I had him under.
I'm just messing with you.
That would make that correlates though
Yeah.
for both of you.
Well, it does. I'm just saying with
Yeah.
the David Montgomery though. Like if he's getting 1,700, what does that leave David Montgomery? Put the stat back up there for me, please.
Oh, yep.
If I can see him real
I
quick.
gave you the sheet.
Sorry, man.
It's okay, buddy.
My apologies.
So it's easier for you to look
So
at.
All right. Over on the touchdowns, under on the yards. Oh, that's all you gave me. Over on the touchdown and under on the yards.
okay, I'm gonna go over in the yards and over in the touchdowns. I look all season long. It was Montgomery Series 1 and then Gibbs Series 2. I believe this year it's going to be Gibbs Series 1 and Montgomery Series 2. And I think the buy-in for Montgomery will be 1,
Yeah.
he's got his money. 2, he's got his stability. And 3, you've got longevity now. Like you will last longer in this league. Your body will last longer within any particular season. Now that you don't have to carry the load like you did perhaps in 23.
And that's what I'm talking about by them not having to carry the load. Like they know what's going to work for Jahmyr. They want Jahmyr for the total of his time here. They want him longer than just 6 years and then move on. They want him to be a 10-year back here and maybe more. In order to do that, you know how you do it. You have to split the carries.
Oh, I was saying you for Montgomery, you save his body.
But what I'm telling you is to save both of them. Jahmyr is your stud, lightning, exciting, electric player that everybody, that when he's cooking, he wins you games. Everybody loves Jahmyr. In order to keep that cooking, you got to rest him at times. And the split is how it happens. You're not going to I'm cool with him starting him in the series now. If you want to start him series 1, that's fine. He could take the first series. That still doesn't
Can they play together?
But that's yes.
Then why not?
It's going to be the same thing. It's just in reverse.
I believe that this guy Morton is not going to be like Ben Johnson. I don't think you're going to see them intermittent. I think you're going to see him whenever.
Right.
That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah, I
Because
see
to
what you're
me,
saying.
that was something I never really saw before.
Yeah.
Until Ben Johnson did it. I've never seen in my life watching football that each guy gets a series. To me, you put a guy in whenever the hell you want to put him in. And that's the way I would do it. I'd put them both freaking in.
Spenny?
But let me.
Oh, go ahead, Bray. Sorry.
Oh no, you guys didn't they go 15-2 last year?
They did, and they lost.
Yeah, well, they lost because through a lot of other mitigating
I get it.
factors, though. So it's not just because of how they split the time. Yes, I'm still pissed they didn't start Jahmyr Gibbs in the Commanders game. I told you what would happen if
Yeah,
they did.
should've got the ball 30 times.
I don't care that they had the lead. If you start Jahmyr Gibbs, you do not go 3 and out. When you go 3 and out, you know what that does to the defense? Oh shoot, they're not that good.
I think all three of us,
they're
5
not
of
that
us,
good.
I think all 5 of us in this room, though, are kind of on the same track here where we believe they're going to rely less on Jared Goff in the passing game this year,
Of
and they're going to
course.
rely more on the run game this year. So those 400 yards that Jared Goff won't get this year, maybe it goes from 46 to 42.
Very true.
Those 400 yards are going to be replaced on the ground, split between Gibbs and Montgomery.
Yep.
So that's where you're taking those.
I agree.
yards.
I agree.
Spenny?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna go over. I don't know. He's gonna be over 2,200 all-purpose yards. I'll say that. I don't know about the rushing to receiving split exactly. I think he'll be over 16 touchdowns as well. I think he's gonna be
14-8.
Yeah, exactly. 14-8, something like that, because this guy is a weapon. I think he is going to contend, if not win, Offensive Player of the Year next year. And he is just an absolute weapon that you could put out there at any opportunity, on any down and distance. And as I talked about John Morton being the offensive coordinator, you also brought in David Shaw. And you know he likes to run the ball, that Harbaugh offense, that Stanford offense. He likes to run the ball a lot, so expect him to get some work. And I agree, like, I love David Montgomery. I want nothing but Jahmyr Gibbs between the 20s.
Right.
Inside the 20s, short down and distance, give it to Monty. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs in the open field.
Ricky?
He said exactly what I was about to bring up, the new coordinator. So, I mean, I think he's going to go over on everything but the touchdowns. I don't think he's going to get as many touchdowns.
2000, Marshall Faulk became the second running back to go over 1,000 yards rushing and receiving. Come on, Jahmyr. Your turn, my guy.
Amon-Ra St. Brown in 2023, 1,515 yards, 10 touchdowns. 2024 pulled back a bit on the yardage, 1,263 yards, but increased the touchdowns. Look at the right side of the screen. Last year, 5th in receiving yards, 3rd in touchdowns. My 2025 projections, 1,210 yards. Or excuse me, no, 1,310 yards. So I'm kind of in the middle between 2023 and 2024.
Yeah.
And then 11 touchdowns, right smack dab in the middle of 23 and 24. Braylon?
Under. I got him around 1140 and 8 to 9 touchdowns or so. I mean, it goes hand in hand in what we're talking about. Limiting the passes a little bit this year. Not limiting, wrong word. Relying more on the run, if you will. And then, same thing I said. Spinny agrees. I love it. Who you said was going to have a big year? J-Mo is going to have the big year. I thought last year that J-Mo was going to have the 14 and Amon-Ra would have the 11. I think it's not going to be this year. I think J-Mo will have more yards than Amon-Ra by about 200.
Contract year.
So, yeah.
Mass?
I'm going to go like that, but I'm going to do over on the touchdowns, under on the yards, and I'll say he'll stay with 12 to 13 touchdowns.
So everybody on the team is scoring 15 touchdowns?
I don't know. You only talked about 2 players.
Well, how many touchdowns is J-Mo going to have this year?
I don't know. 10 maybe?
Oh,
I don't know.
Maz,
I know, but I don't know. I'm just answering the
attacking.
question.
I'm just being funny. I'm just
Okay.
asking. Because at some point, you got Jahmyr's getting 20 touchdowns. Like, Amon-Ra's getting 15 touchdowns. I'm just messing with you, man.
That's a fine.
Spenny?
I'm going to go under on the yards and over on the touchdowns. I think that...
Get him, too.
If you look at it...
I'm going to let him talk, just like I did you.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, since he's entered the league, has been the second best red zone threat in the NFL, behind only George Kittle. They like targeting him on those rub routes, on those quick slants in the red zone, those Jared Goff plant throw type throws. So I think that Jamison Williams is going to get a lot of the downfield shots and a lot of the attacks, but if he gets tackled or it's just they end in the red zone, Amon-Ra is going to get a lot of those red zone targets. That's where they like to use him. So give me an under on the yards, but an over on the touchdowns.
You ready, Maz? You ready? No, Spinny, I disagree.
Okay.
He will not go over on the touchdowns. A lot of what he was able to do, those trick plays, and some of them weren't trick plays, they were just some new nuances. To Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson's no longer here. Every time he scored in the red zone, it's some type of play where you're like, man, did you see he came? He did double motion and he did this. He was on this side and then he caught the pass on this side. Actually, he threw the pass to Jared Goff on this particular play. A lot of those things in the red zone, they were Ben Johnson. So I got to see if Jay Moore is going to bring that, or is he just going to get the ball to David Montgomery?
Ricky?
I agree. He's going to be under on everything, unfortunately, because they're just not going to pass as much. And I feel like Amon-Ra, a lot of his good plays were where he was scrambling. He had some time. I don't think we're going to have a lot of those plays, so I'm saying under on it all.
I'm going to say under as well. And the only reason I'm going to say under on touchdowns is because I do believe Amon-Ra's touchdowns were elevated last year because of the lack of connection with Sam Laporta in the red zone. I think Laporta is going to come back and be a big part of the offense as well in the red zone. So where Laporta will be 3 or 4 touchdowns up, Amon-Ra will be 3 or 4 touchdowns down. So I expect him to have around 9 or 10 next year. So, again, it's all the same. I'm just shifting where they're going.
Your numbers are good, though.
Yeah, I think so. It took me a little bit of time to do this. Jack Campbell, guys. Look at Jack Campbell's numbers on the right side. In 2023, 95 tackles. In 2024, 131 tackles. He was 19th in tackles with 131.
Wow.
I'm going 145 tackles over or under for Jack Campbell, and I'm going to lead this one off. and I'm going to go over. I think
Really?
Jack Campbell, 150 plus touchdowns. The leader in the NFL last year had 173 tackles. I'm going to go 150 for Jack Campbell next year, and that would put him in the top 10.
I'm going over you, Ryan. I'm going 155. I think Jack Campbell solidifies himself as a top 5 linebacker in the NFL this year. Last year, when you look at his play, where you throw him around there, he was borderline top 10. Like 10 to 15 is where you throw Jack Campbell in there. I think he takes another step. I think Coach Shepard, being a linebacker coach, being now the defensive coordinator, he's going to have a lot more say. Jack Campbell's going to have a lot more freedom. He's going to be the green dot full time next year. I expect him to kind of take the mantle, because Anzalone's last year on his deal is next year. You're not re-signing Anzalone. With all the guys that you have to re-sign, he's going to be a cap casualty. Jack Campbell is going to take that step forward and be a dog next year. Dog.
I'll go before you because I know that's your favorite guy. I'm going to take over on the tackles as well. I'm going to go with $150, $155.
150 tackles, let's say. If he had 150 tackles last year, that would put him at 8th last year. So, I mean, top 10. That's,
If we get that, that's
right.
The defense is good.
If he's on the number 145, like I put in there, that would put him at 10th.
Okay. I'll even take that.
I, on the other hand, you know how I feel about Jack Campbell. I think he's going to.
It's a walkout.
No, I think his numbers will be above it this year. I think last year with Alex Anzalone going down, you saw that he was ready to take over the leadership role. The other thing about it too is having Alex Anzalone and Kelvin Shepard for the past 3 years. It taught him the position.
Absolutely.
He didn't have to come to Detroit 2 years ago and jump right in. He was able to learn behind Baby Thor, and it's worked for him. So I'll go over as well. He's shown that he's a player that you can trust. He can move positions. He doesn't just play one. So, yeah, Jack, he's going over this year, and he's going to be a star.
Ricky?
I just got to take the moment to say you guys are really, really good at what you do. Because every single time I have a thought, one of you say it better than I even can think. And it's just, you guys, it's impressed watching y'all sometimes. Y'all said everything I was going to say.
Let me say one final
You're impressive, too.
One final note about Jack Campbell. 17 games played in 23, 17 games played in 24. Boy. The best ability is availability.
That's the Iowa Hawkeyes, man.
That's why they loved him.
That's
just the best.
Hawkeyes.
The guy loves football.
Final over-under, guys. You know where I'm going. Kirby Joseph. In 2023, look at the right-hand side of the screen. 2023, 4 interceptions. 2024, 9 interceptions, which led the NFL last year. Over under 6 interceptions in 2025 for Mr. Joseph. Maz?
Over. I'm not going to show you. He's not going to be over 9, but I'm going to put him right in the middle there.
You at 7?
Oh, I'm going under. I think 5 this year.
Wait, is he getting paid before the season?
Yes.
He's getting paid?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
Does that change your answer?
Because usually when they get paid, they'll be a little under. When they want to get paid, they're going to be over. So I'll play the middle here. I'll play 7 or 8.
I'll go 5.
I'm going way over. Listen, Kirby's my guy. You know, some handsome, debonair individual that's sitting in this booth said before, spring practice even started last year that Kirby Joseph was going to lead the NFL in interceptions. He goes out there, he does it, and remember, he did it without Aiden Hutchinson for 3/4 of the year. You get back one of the best pass rushers in the NFL to make those quarterbacks. They're going to be playing a lot of good ones, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot this year. Give them that extra second of hesitation when you got Big Hutch breathing down their neck. That'll let Kirby get some more interceptions. I think he's going to be at 8 or 9 again this year.
Ricky?
I agree. I think he's going to be over because I think he's going to have his full defense there, and he's just going to shine, man. Very, very simply. Over.
I'm going to cop out, push.
You're right at 6?
I think he's right on the number at 6. Guys, that was fun.
That was fun. Great job, Ricky.